increasing over its domain or it is decreasing over its domain. Selenam.
True.
You're right. With the same preamble.
Hey! Charlie school is brilliant. My son will attend the school at all cost. Hey, let me call Adwa. What? I shock safe. Adwa, listen. Our son will attend the school at all costs.
Send money home.
Listen, I'm sending some more money for him, okay? Right. Oh, right now. You may draw you pieces here. Yeah, okay, right.
Fast and easy. Show me to pay.
My boy.
Help you make the
Nice
most
one.
of your money. Need, send fire to pay. Show me to pay.
Jupe Money Transfer. Send money home to family and loved ones from the US and Canada. Download the Jupe app, send money with your school code, and your school gets $20 on your first transaction for any school project of their choice. For your school code and for more information, visit www.jupe.co. Download the app to join the Jupe train. Jupe Money Transfer. Meet a need. Send via Jupe.
Show me to pay.
From across Africa, they come with dreams. At Academic City, they find purpose.
I am from Nigeria. Studying computer science here has opened my mind to the world of innovation.
As a parent, seeing my daughter thrive at ACT gives me peace of mind.
ACT didn't just teach me skills, it gave me the confidence to lead change.
A world-class faculty, hands-on learning, a campus that inspires bold thinking. Join a community building Africa's future today. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders.
Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies. Welcome to episode 14 of the Mentorship Sessions. As usual, this session is going to be interactive, it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. And you are going to have the opportunity to ask as many questions as we have. The STEM Festival is proudly sponsored by Truster AI, Jupe Money Transfer, GTP, YFM, and of course, this is a Primetime production. For today's guest, we are honored to welcome Dr. Na Ajwa Ajeli Boyjani. She's a medical doctor, a writer, a researcher, and a dedicated advocate for the deaf community. She's the founder of Sing with Ajeli, a YouTube platform that bridges the communication gap between healthcare professionals and the deaf community by explaining health issues using both sign language and voice. She also runs an abacus training program for deaf students where she has trained 9 teachers and 45 learners and successfully organized Ghana's first abacus science and competition for deaf students. This is impressive. Come on, give her a round of applause. Okay, I'll try and remember your claps again. So, with a big round of applause, shall we welcome Dr. Ajeli as she joins us. Hi, Doctor.
Hello. Thank you very much for that warm welcome. And it's nice to be here, and it's nice to be part of the mentorship session again. My name is Najwa Ajeli Boyjani. As she rightly said, I'm a medical doctor, a writer, and a researcher. And you can see me holding 2 microphones. I mean, I'm not holding the other one, but this one is for you. So this session is going to be a very interactive session. And on to my first question. I'll let you know a bit about me soon, but I would like to ask one of my favorite questions. I know there are a number of people here who want to be doctors, a number of science students here, and art students and visual arts. That is very good. But I would like to ask a few people, about 10 people, what would you like to be in the very near future? So when I come to you, you mention your name, and then You can tell me a bit about yourself, depending on what you want to do, and tell me what you like to be in future. Yes. So, if you also want to raise your hand, tell me. Okay, I can see some hands, so I'm coming there.
Please, my name is Abigail Apia.
Okay.
I want to be a mechanical engineer, architect, and an auditor in future.
I like that. I like the confidence, first of all, and I like the fact that you mentioned a couple of things, which is great. Someone raised their hand. Okay.
Please, my name is Deborah Betty, a member of 3A4, and I want to be an engineer, but in the military sector.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Thank you. This row, we've not had anyone from here. Are you shy? So your name and what you like to be?
My name is Vivian Johnson, and I want to become a journalist and an actress.
Oh, that's nice. Yay. Next person.
My name is Eunice Hedeji, and I want to become a broadcast journalist, a public relations officer, and I'm a writer as well.
Okay. My name is Elikem Ajadu Amasika, a member of 3 Science 1, the entertainment perfect.
Also in 3 Science 1.
I would like to be an engineer and a professional dancer.
Oh. So we have some dance champs in the house. Yeah, so 2 from here, and then we continue.
My name is Tracy Nalajabos, and I want to become a musician and a pilot.
Okay. The last person, last but not the least.
My name is Apenuvo Jidepo AC Dion, and I'm the sports prefect. I want to be a professional athlete. Thank you.
Wow, I used to play basketball. Yeah, so that's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting answers, I must say. Wow. So today you made my work very simple. Today's topic is navigating STEM fields, and particularly I want to talk about using technology for advocacy, because I'm also into advocacy. And like many of you and what you want to become, or I wanted to become a number of things. I just didn't want to be one thing. So I'm going to tell you a bit about myself and how far I've gotten to and how I got into medicine. And so I started my journey in a private primary school, and I went to school in Accra. And from there, I would say I had some form of awakening in class 3. That was when the first time I became first, and from then it's either been first or second. If I'm not first, I'm second. Yeah, like that. So I attended primary school there, and during my time there, I involved myself in a number of extracurricular activities, one of which was Taekwondo. How many of you know Taekwondo? Yeah. My martial arts squad. Yeah. So I was a yellow 2, what we call a yellow 2, yeah, before I stopped. And then I became a girls prefect in class 6 for the junior primary. And then when I got to GSS 1, I also contested for the girls prefect position for the whole school once again. And that was an interesting time, because in school you don't see it so much as politics, but it is politics, and it involves a lot of confidence. And by then I was a bit shy at the time, so because I was afraid of crowd at the time, I developed a strategy. So I decided to go, instead of campaigning to the masses all at once, because I was shy, I decided to go from class to class, because that way there's a few people that I could also connect with and interact with, at the same time also serving the same purpose of campaigning. So I went from class to class, started from class 1, and then by the time I got to class 5, they already knew my message, and it was a landslide victory, I must say. And through that, I was able to organize some form of, as young as I was able to organize some form of mentorship session. So we were fortunate enough to have a number of parents who had their children in the school and were in various fields. So some were pilots, some were former footballers, some were bankers, engineers, doctors, lawyers. So I called all of them individually and invited them for a mentorship session. And I must say, that mentorship session was very beneficial to me and a number of people as well. And so today, they still do that mentorship session in my school. And before I wrote BEC in 2011, yeah, don't calculate my age. Yeah, I wrote BEC in 2011. And before I was writing my BEC, of course, you choose your school, the school that you want to go to. And I had always wanted to go to Wesley Girls. And so I chose Wesley Girls, and I chose science. I was in S1. My S1 girls, where are you? Woo! Yeah. Yeah, so I was in S1, and when I got to Wesley Girls, it was interesting because I continued some extracurricular activities there as well. And because of my height, I had never played basketball before I got there. I used to play football. I was a defender. But I stopped in primary school because I didn't want to get hurt so much. So I went to Wesley Girls, started with a basketball team. Used to play basketball for my house at the time. And yes. And when I was informed to our time, they choose National Science and Maths Quiz team members, or what we call the Brilla Squad. Is it still called Brilla? No. Oh. Yeah, so we chose our squad. They chose us, informed too, and I was fortunate enough to also be chosen as their leader, their team leader. And so there was a difficult decision to be made because after we had rest hour, is it called rest hour here or siesta? What do you have here? Nothing. Oh, that's very, very interesting. Okay, so we call it rest hour, or a 1 hour where you sleep. So after rest hour, that's when you can do your extracurricular activities. And so that was around the same time we were having basketball training, and also at the same time we were having our NSMQ team meetings. So one day I was there, and I was called by the physical education teacher, and to choose between being an NSMQ girl and being in the basketball team. It was a tough decision. I didn't understand why I had to choose one or the other, because I was like, why can't I be both? Why are you preventing me from being both? And she said it's because the times were clashing. I was sad, but eventually, I chose NSMQ because I thought it was going to be soft life and I wouldn't have to run around. But yeah, it was a lot of brain work, and I liked it. And yes, and I finished Wesley Girls in 2014. So after Wesley Girls, I had always wanted to be a mathematician. And though in Ghana, there are a number of limited options when you want to do something like mathematics. I wasn't seeing any role models. The only person I saw was the government statistician at the time, at my time, and that was a female, and I was really inspired by her, but then I wasn't coming into close contact with any mentors who did mathematics or pure mathematics. And so when I discussed it with my mom, we chose medicine. Not say I didn't like medicine, but that wasn't my first choice or my original choice. But yeah, so we chose medicine, and I was invited for the medical school exam and interview, which I successfully passed. So I went to University of Ghana Medical School. And while I was in medical school, I developed a love for writing and research. My love for writing improved in medical school. I remember when I was in Wesley Girls, I used to write some pieces. I wrote about women in science, which was published in the Mirror newspaper, and I also wrote a number of poems that were published in the newspaper. And so when I got to medical school, my love for writing grew, and I had the opportunity of working with a radio station at the time, which also had some online news outlets, where I also published my articles generally about social injustices that I was seeing. One of which was when I was in school, I realized that children who had cancers were coming late to the hospital. So at the time they come, unfortunately, it's reached a point where not much can be done to improve the situation. And so I decided to create an online petition. And this is where using technology for good and for advocacy work comes in. So before I continue, I have one question for you. Think about it very well, because after this session, I'm going to seek answers from a different set of people. Have you identified an immediate problem right now? A problem that it could be here, it could be in your dorm, it could be in your household. Any problem that you think you can share with us, it could be in Ghana, that you can immediately solve, and how will you solve it? And then the second question, which will also be answered by a different set of people, is what problem would you like to solve long term? In your lifetime? What is one problem that you would like to solve in your lifetime, and how do you intend to solve it? Okay, so I'm continuing with my story. So I decided to create an online petition on change.org, which is an online platform where a lot of people create petitions. And I realized that this problem was something that needed to be solved. So a number of people signed the petition. It was over 3,000 individuals to ensure that childhood cancer drugs were put on the National Health Insurance Scheme so that parents didn't have to foot the bills, and so that they will be able to come early with their wards to the hospital. And so I submitted this petition to some of the authorities, the President of Ghana, and as well as American Cancer Society, who led me to the right direction. And I'm glad to announce that in 2021, this was included on the National Health Insurance Scheme in Ghana. And then, aside that, I had my research that I was interested in. I didn't want to be put in a box, so I decided that I like to find out new things, new ways of doing things, and I would also like to contribute knowledge to society. So I decided to start research, and I was particularly interested in cancer. So my end-of-year project was on cancer. And then when I was doing the radio station work, I realized that I wanted to learn more about what goes on behind the scenes, especially in production. So back then, I was producing a morning show as well as a health show as well. And so all these things culminated in the skills that I have currently. And one pivotal moment happened when I was in my 5th year of medical school. Medical school was 6 years as at the time I was doing it. So in my 5th year of medical school, after the 5th year, we had to visit a number of institutions. We went to factories, we went to schools, and then we went to abattoirs as well as, all other places to see. It was part of our rotation called community health. And one of the places we visited, and this was under 5 minutes, it was at the school for the deaf. And when we got there, the students at the school for the deaf were very excited to see us. I could see because they were beaming with smiles. And we were also excited to see them because we were also smiling. But then there was one problem. We couldn't express ourselves to them, and they couldn't also express themselves to us because we didn't understand them, and they didn't also understand us. And so I decided that I was going to make it my mission to return to the school for the deaf after graduating medical school. And I did that in 2021. And so I walked into the school for the deaf in 2021 and told the headmaster, alongside with my mom, and I told the headmaster that I wanted to come and volunteer at the school and also learn the Ghanaian Sign Language. And it took me about 6 months to learn the sign language. The school for the deaf I was talking about is located in Mampong, Ikuapem. So that was all the way in the eastern region. So I was leaving Adenta to the eastern region every day for 6 months to learn from the teachers as well as the students in the school. And it was exciting. And before I left, I decided to leave them with a parting gift, which was my abacus training program. Because when I was in primary school, even though I had a lot of love for mathematics, I didn't get a chance to do the abacus program. It was quite expensive. And so I decided to introduce them to the abacus, which they were excited about, and it was successful. And then subsequently, in 2023, we had new collaborators and we had the Abacus training program for them. And this year in March, we had the first ever Abacus and science competition for the deaf students. I wish you could see the video, but unfortunately, it's not here. But after graduating medical school as well, I decided to commit to health education using sign language. So after learning the sign language, I created a YouTube channel called Sign with Ajiri, where I use sign language alongside voice to explain medical concepts as well as my research using voice and sign language to the general public. And this has been very beneficial to a number of people as well. There are a number of, in terms of using technology for advocacy, there are a number of things that I had identified in the deaf community that I wanted to tackle, one of which was sign language not being in the curriculum. And how many of you have heard about Ghanaian Sign Language? Okay, yeah, so that's interesting, yes. So in the schools for the deaf, the problem was that they did not have Ghanaian Sign Language in their curriculum officially. And so thankfully, I was part of helping include the Ghanaian Sign Language in the curriculum, which was done this year as well. And I'm also trying to help in terms of inclusion by introducing a program where there's an exchange program. How many of you have heard of exchange programs or had exchange programs? When I was in medical school, I had an exchange program in Germany. And it was quite interesting. And I'm envisioning a situation where you have some of your deaf colleagues coming here and you also going there. And it's going to be lovely, you learning the sign language and you interacting with them. And yeah, so if anyone from any secondary school is watching and would like to participate in this or would like to reach out, you can let me know. And yeah, so in terms of that, those are the few things I've done in terms of advocacy. Now, talking about my medical career, after medical school, you have to do 2 compulsory years of work with the government. So 2 compulsory years are 2 separate places. My first year was at Tamale Teaching Hospital, and then my second year was at Legon Hospital. So something interesting happened in my first year when I was at Tamale Teaching Hospital. I encountered someone in my consulting room who happened to be deaf with a child, and she looked frustrated, and I didn't know she was deaf initially, and I got to know she was deaf, and then I started signing to her, and she started smiling, and that moment was very interesting and very heartwarming to me because I realized that everything I had learned, it felt like had led up to that moment, and it was a very great moment in my career. And so after Tamale Teaching Hospital, I went to Legon Hospital, and after that, I got my permanent license. And that has been the major part of my career so far. It has been mixed with from medicine to sign language to advocacy work as well. And the medical field is very interesting because not everybody that enters medical school gets to complete medical school, or not everybody that enters medical school finishes medical school. And with medical school, sometimes it can be very difficult because you have a lot of tests, you have a lot of interim assessments. Do you guys have IAs here, or is it mid-semester? Mid-semester. Okay, so when you get to university, it's going to be called IAs, and you're going to be writing a lot of those of you who want to be medical doctors. And so, yeah, so you write a lot of interim assessments, and you are continuously being assessed. You have your first year, you do a number of courses. So I went to Legon, so I did, in your first year, you do a number of general courses. So you do mathematics, you do English, you do mathematics, you do African studies, you do chemistry, biology, botany, and yes, mathematics, yeah. So, and then in the second year, you do something we call basic sciences, where you learn the basics of what you are going to use for your medical practice. So that's for the second year and the third year. And then in the fourth year, you have your practical sessions or lessons where you go to the clinic and then you interact with patients, you start trying to diagnose patients and learning from the patients and examining patients. And in medical school, or after medical school, when you graduate medical school, there's something that people don't warn you about, which is sometimes you have to be comfortable with, there are lots of situations that will happen, and death is one of them. And people see death for the first time when they are in medical school or when they get to the hospital. And it can be a very emotionally draining experience, and you're going to see a lot of it. And so sometimes, even though you may not be ready to see it, you have to get ready to see that, unfortunately. And you also have to be ready to help people. You have to have love for the job, because sometimes the Ghanaian medical system is going to break your heart. It's going to be heartbreaking when you see a patient and that cannot afford medical care. And for which reason, if you see something like that, or if you ever see any injustice in society, it is very important that you contribute to the solution. And the journey is tough, and that is not to say that it's something that is going to come on a silver platter. You will face a number of challenges along the way. Personally, I faced a number of challenges, being if you want to be the first anything, or you want to do anything and be the first or the best at what you do, you're going to face a number of challenges. So sometimes, just by virtue of the fact, there's a lot of sexism when it comes to the real world and the working world. When I say sexism, I mean the fact that some people look at you in a certain way just because you're female. And sometimes they're not going to trust your work just because you're female, or they see you as a woman or a girl. And I think that the best response to something like that is to do your best and deliver on what the task you have been given. And that is going to prove them wrong. So for me, that's what I developed, and that is the way I have gone about things, even though I faced a number of things. I do my work in such a way that there's not going to be any room for any negativity. And I have something that I always say: you must be undeniable. Do your work in a way that it's going to be very difficult for someone to deny you an opportunity. And even if the person denies you an opportunity, it's going to be very obvious that you were qualified for whatever the job was. And another thing that you may also face as you are coming up in the working world is bullying. I also faced that when I'm a very young person. I'm Gen Z, by the way. Are there any Gen Zs in the house? Oh, yeah. So I'm also Gen Z. And I won't tell you my age, by the way. So, yeah, I faced a number of instances of bullying when I was coming up, because I seem to be one of the youngest people wherever I found myself. And unfortunately, there are always going to be some people that want to bully you and all those things. But you need to develop thick skin, and you need to strategize. And that's not to say that that means that all your problems go away. But yes, those are some of the things that you need to do. And also, you have to also develop a spirit of networking in this day and age. Networking, when I say networking, I mean that developing a genuine connection with people, not just calling people just because you need something from them. So you take someone's number, you don't contact the person until you need something, and then that's when you are calling the person. How many people are guilty of that? You raise your hand. I know you. Thank you for raising your hand. Thank you too. Yeah, so let's try and develop genuine connections with people. And you are all in the same school. You never know where you meet someone. Develop genuine connections with people, and you never know where that connection is going to take you. And so in my career, I've used a number of things with regard to technology. When I was creating my petitions, they were all online. When I was contacting people concerning inclusion of sign language on the curriculum, it was also online. And there is a lot of power in social media. How many of us have phones? Not here, though. That's contraband. But yeah, access to phones. Yeah. Yes, okay. So the phone is a very, very, very powerful tool, okay? And you are fortunate. I was in I'm about to review my age right now. I mean, don't start calculating, but I was in an era where we had the desktop computer. We didn't have smartphones when we started. And so I was privileged enough to be in that era where sometimes it's a double-edged sword when it comes to technology, because you have the situation where, yes, access is good to the people you want to speak to, but too much access also takes your time away from the important things. And so you are fortunate enough to be in an era where you can contact anyone you ever dreamed of contacting just by the click of the button. And you can post anything you want to post. But I am here to encourage you to use your platforms in a way that is going to edify people, in a way that is going to bring about social change. I want us all to be uncomfortable about some of the injustices we see in society, not just because it affects you or it might be you someday, but just because there are injustices in the society that need to be corrected. Now, who remembers my question? I'm coming for my answers. Who remembers my question? Okay, you're in front of me, so. And so when you remember the question, you give me the answer, your name and the answer.
Okay, so my name is Beverly.
Okay.
And then the first question was, have you identified any problem that needs solution? And then what problem would you solve? And then how would you solve the problem?
Okay.
Okay.
So the immediate problem and then the problems that you want to solve later, yeah.
Okay. So the immediate problem, I would actually talk about it in the school, which is shortage of water at unknown times. So
at what times?
Unknown times, like
it just happens.
Time, yes.
Oh, sorry, you're experiencing that.
So I would actually recommend getting more storage tanks and getting more pumps to provide water at any given time when needed. And then for the...
So in the recommendation, are you going to write to the school authorities, or you are going to see the prefect, or how are you going to go about it?
Okay, so in the school, it takes procedures. So I would actually go to the prefect, go to the SRC, and then go higher and higher and higher like that. And then...
I like the way you know the bureaucracy of it all. Yes. Oh, I'm listening.
Okay. So, and then the second one, I would say nationwide, a problem I would actually like to solve is corruption.
Corruption, that's very good.
Yes, so I would actually increase the level of checks and balances within the country, and then the amount of money sent from one person to another, the amount of zeros they put on a check, the amount of contracts they are doing, and how they are doing it, the progress and the development of those stuff. Yeah.
Thank you very much to our future president. Okay, so I'm coming to the next person. It's good you have answers for me. I like it.
Please, my name is Adam Joycelyn Tamaklu.
Okay.
So please, with the first immediate problem, I'll talk about defilement and rape.
Okay, that's a very important topic.
So as we are in a girls' school, most male teachers, they would like to take advantage of most fine children in the school.
No, this is a very important topic. This is a very important topic. I like that.
Just recently, they came to educate us on those things, but still, you will find some...
Who came to educate you?
Orange the World.
Okay.
Yes. You will find some few bad nut teachers amongst the good ones. So therefore...
I like the expressions. Yeah, let's continue.
So therefore, what I will do is that the education should continue going on amongst us. And then we have counseling sections in the school. Then if you have any problem, you can see the counselor and talk to him or her about what the teacher has done to you. And
do they have a sexual harassment committee in the school where you can report? They have?
Yes, please.
Okay, how effective is it?
Madam, most of the times, people are scared to go there. Yes.
Because of victimization and other things,
yes,
right?
Please.
So is there a way we can develop an anonymous system where, like, maybe there's a box you can put this in, like if you are feeling harassed by a teacher or something?
Madam, you see those that educate us, when you go to them, they will not bring you into public. But what if those that you are going to tell, the male amongst them is one of them who's going to counsel you? What are you going to do?
That's a very difficult.
Yes. So, madam, with a lifetime one, I would say helping people with disabilities. Yes, madam.
That's
yes, in our society nowadays, when somebody is disabled, you all tend to look at the person as if he's not amongst us. So therefore, we will have facilities for them like schools, hospitals, in which they'll also engage in normal activities such as us. Yes. And also, we add our like educational programs, and we educate pregnant women and advise them to avoid living an unhealthy life. And this may, if they don't live a healthy life, it will lead to the birth of an unhealthy child or a disabled child. So therefore, living a healthy life can facilitate the birth of it.
Thank you very much. She raised an interesting point. I'll come to you. She raised a very interesting point. I'm coming. She raised a very interesting point about people with disabilities. And I heard a lot of people talking and chattering in the background. And I just want to use this opportunity to say that when you see, and in school, it was something that they used to do in school during plays that I detested so much. Sometimes people used to do plays and then put someone with a physical disability there, and that was a point of laughter for some people, which is not funny. When you see someone with disability, it's not a joke or it's not something you should laugh about. So I'm very happy she brought that out. And if you're around someone, a person is telling a joke about someone who has a physical disability and other things, don't engage the person. Or you can even talk to the person and tell them that this is wrong. Yes. Someone had a question. I'll come to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is not a question. It's an addition to what she just said.
Okay.
Regarding the safe space or sexual harassment issue.
Yes.
I want to make her be aware that the education has
Please,
been ongoing.
Your name?
I am Mr. Battles.
Okay. And you're a teacher?
Head of Department for Science.
Okay.
And the safe space focal person.
Okay.
In the school. I want her to understand that I am the only male on the safe space committee.
Okay.
All the grievance committee members are females. And when it comes to the focal persons too, I am the only male.
Okay.
So the question is, who is the male that will prevent them from coming? Because we are the ones who are inviting you.
I get
so
her
please,
point.
My young ones, the office is there. You know where it is. There's even a box there.
So there's an anonymous box.
Yes.
Yes, but I get where she's coming from.
You can put them in. And then there's a process for sexual harassment issues. It is not handled by disciplinary committee. The committee that sits on it is called the grievance committee. And its composition is made of the two safe space persons, a member of the school management, member of the non-teaching and the teaching, and the guidance and counseling unit. And they are all females. I am the only male. So don't be afraid. If you have any issue, just feel free. Even if you don't want to come to the office, write it and put it in the box in front of the door. We will get it. We will invite you in a way that nobody will see you. And your case will be handled. And there's nothing that safe space people will do that will even bring your name to anybody unless you yourself says yes. So first, you are safe. Come and report your sexual harassment issues if you have any in the school. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Battles. I just want to make a comment. I get where she's coming from because as a lady, I've also had a number of instances where you have to, it happens and then you have to someone is harassing you and you have to report the person. But unfortunately, sometimes with our system, I can only speak of our system in Ghana. Sometimes when you go and make the reports, the person who meted out or was your abuser knows what they have done. So they are going to know that it's you. And sometimes you are in a very difficult position where, like she said, you are teachers in the school, and sometimes you've developed a friendship or a relationship with other teachers. And then if you are reporting another teacher, what is to say, one, is going to be confidential, and then two, there's not going to be any conflict of interest. Because if you are friends, definitely there's a tendency that there will be conflict of interest. And that's where the fear from victims come in, because they are afraid that if they go and report their teacher, it's them against their teacher. Their word against their teacher's word. So what are they going to do? I get her points very well. So thank you for coming up with that. Thank you for your answers. But I think that we should strengthen the systems in terms of the confidentiality. Let's put in systems in place where there's, number one, witness protection, if there's any witness, or number two, victim protection, because they are also afraid that someone is going to mark them down or something is going to happen to them when they report. And these are real fears from real people and real students. So when they report something like this, I don't take it lightly at all. The next person. Okay, I said it was going to be you. Please pass the mic to him.
Please, thank you. My name is Bushira Abdulmumi.
Okay.
I'm in 3A7.
Okay.
Okay, my first question is, like in the school.
Okay.
The lack of furniture and the breed of bed bags.
The lack of furniture.
And the breed of bed bags.
Bed bags. You also have bed bags.
Yes.
Sorry. Sometimes in high schools, I don't know, it comes up a lot. Okay, so what are you going to do about it?
Okay, my suggestion is that the school authority should appeal with, like, nearby ministers or MP should maybe donate chairs and tables for the school. And also the bed bags, they can bring in this one, plastic chair, and they'll avoid the wooden tables and chairs. That's my solution.
And then the bed bags in the hostel, maybe fumigation, drying of your
It doesn't
beds
work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. See the bed bags, the medicine will kill the parents, but it won't kill the eggs. Yeah, it won't kill the eggs.
Thank you very much. The next question.
Please, the next question. The mind says that all motor riders are like bad or criminals.
Hey, who said that?
Yes, like in my area, for example. Madam, please, in my area, like if maybe mostly the police, they come around and they arrest only the motor riders. And they make the car, those in the car, they go away. And my father too has a motorbike.
Okay.
So he will come to the house and you'll be like, oh, today he encountered a policeman. And because he's using the motor, the policeman was like, he's a criminal, this and this. But because most of the people know my father, so he has to even pay, like, bribe the policeman.
Hey, bribe is not good, oh, please.
Yes, oh no, like, that's the
bribe is not good.
Okay, but
so how are you going to solve that problem?
I don't know the solution for that, because most of the ministers and the rest, they are also criminals. But because they are okay, madam. Okay, I won't say the ministers. I'll say the leaders in the country. Most of them do bribing and corruption. But because they are in charge, they are also doing the same thing. So the police cannot arrest them. So even if you even go and raise the topic, they won't do anything about it. So right now, I don't know the solution about that. But the police officers should change their mindset that all the motor riders are criminals or something. Yes, that's my question.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's mainly about corruption. Corruption is a very tough topic. You have a mic. Okay.
Please, my name is Ellie Kim, and I would like to share my idea on a problem I would like to solve in a lifetime.
Okay.
So my problem is about homeless mothers and children.
Okay.
So most of the times when we are going home, we see the mothers on the way. Sometimes they'll just be there careless, and their children will just be coming around asking for money. But I'm someone, even if I don't have that much, I must at least try and give them something. And
That's
it's like,
spirit.
most people are like those who beg, every day they get money from people. At the end, they'll get more money and go to KFC. And I have to be there. And I have to be there. So my solution was that the government can decide to build, let's say, houses, let's say one big house in each community.
Okay.
And the homeless mothers and their children can stay there.
Can you mention the area that you've been seeing the homeless mothers, and so that if any of the members, so who is the MP for that area? You don't know, okay? But it's around Accra Girls or Accra Mall. Accra Mall.
37.
37. Okay, okay. So the MP for that area, we hope you are listening. Continue.
I think they can build one big house for the mothers and their children. And also, I'm sure most of the mothers know how to do this vocational works like sewing, hairdressing. So the government can use them to do those kind of work, like sewing dresses for schools and those things. And when they get money, they give part of the money to the government as revenue, and the mothers will take part of the money and use to take care of their children. And their children should also have access to public schools. I think that would be very beneficial to the state and the mothers.
Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, the next person.
Okay, so
Hey, this squad, you people have not answered my question. Okay, I'm coming there. I'm coming there.
with mine, I would like the issue is actually both now and then for a lifetime.
Okay.
So I've noticed that among my peers and then people in general, there are most people who lack confidence. And I
Okay.
feel like it's something that is very essential for everybody, no matter who you are. And then the issue of untapped potentials.
What? Untapped
Untapped
potential?
potentials.
Okay.
Yes, there are a lot of potentials in us that we need people like the mentorship sessions to bring those out to help us to put our abilities out there. For me personally, I'm a writer, a very good one, like my friends say, but then I'm scared. I don't know who to take out this talent to. And I know there are other people like me here, but then the lack of confidence makes it difficult for them to expose themselves. And even when they do, it's like nobody is interested or is ready to bring out these potentials in us as young people. So at this level, if possible, I would like to be an advocate to help to bring up confidence in my friends. And then when I get up there one day, I'll try to go around schools to like help people with these potentials to bring them out.
Okay, thank you. For the writing, you can contact me. Yeah, you can contact me. I'll help you. And yes, thank you very much. I like your confidence. Thank you.
So I'm Bilkis Ibrahim.
I didn't hear you.
Bilkis Ibrahim.
Okay.
I'm in 3A8.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about child abuse.
Okay.
As my friend already stated, some of the leaders take bribe and corruption. So, madam, there is something which happened in Mamobi here now, 15 boy. A 7-year-old girl got burned by a 24-year-old woman. Yeah, so she used spoon, a very hot spoon. Madam, she bent her front and even in between. Oh, it's not funny, stop laughing.
I think I heard it on the news. Yeah.
Yes. So, madam, auntie,
Oh, continue.
Madam, when they took the woman to the police station, the same people in the area, they were the ones who went to rescue her. For the police officers to know that the crime she has committed, she must not be released from prison. Am I lying?
That's an injustice.
Yeah, and it's very sad because when that thing happened, no one knew about it. She even let the girl went to school like that. She was in the class and she can't sit properly, and her teacher asked her why. But I don't know the exact story what happened though. But I heard she took her to the headmistress and they saw it before they came home. So why is it that some people like...
I'm listening. I can see that this topic is very, very important and on your heart. And it's a very important topic that you brought up. Okay. So the last person at this side, yeah. You can pass the mic to me.
Madam, please. The best...
Questions, okay. Yeah.
If I, like, in my own way, something I can do very
I can't hear
fast,
you.
Something I can do very fast and, like, in an emergency situations, like fixing of trouble, like maybe you misplaced your key or something. I know how to handle that.
Why are you people laughing?
And please, maybe, especially when you can't form one like that, maybe you are careless, so you misplace your key.
So you know how to fix it?
Yes.
Where did you learn that?
My uncle taught me how to handle a key.
Oh, that's interesting.
How to use one key to open many. You can ask those in Backman, they know. Yeah.
Okay, so that's our architect and our engineer. That's very good.
And please, and the second one.
The second question, yeah.
Yes. I would like to open a vocational school because right now, especially when we finish WASI right now, people will be working aimlessly. Yes. They'll be working aimlessly. But I would like to say that there are petty things we can do. We have handiworks. What can't we do? Beading, crocheting. What can't we do? We can do a lot of things. So I'd like to advise our friends.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now we move on to the question and answer section. How many people have questions for me? I'm taking 5 questions. How many people have questions for me? If you have a question for me, you raise your hand and then I answer your question.
Quick one. Before she asks her question, I would also be asking a few questions. Those of you who were here yesterday, you know the drill. You know what happened. If you answer my question, you get a prize, isn't it? So if you were paying attention to her presentation, I was also paying attention and I have some questions for you. So we'll take 5 questions and then I ask my 3 questions and then we are done, okay? So if you have a question, raise your hand and then we'll bring the microphone to you.
Someone is at the back too. Yeah. Okay.
So my name is Ajwa Yen.
Ajwa, okay.
So I would like to ask that there are a lot of us who are being abused and then we don't actually have people that will confront or people that will lay our complaints to.
So people that you confide in.
Yes.
Okay.
So when it happened that way, we become timid and some of them would like to go and do all sorts of things to themselves or something. So I want to know if there is any way or someone that we can run to when we get to a situation like that.
Okay. And I have this question for Mr. Bartels. Do you have a counseling department in the school?
No, not in the school.
In the school? No, at home.
Yes, at home, community, or anywhere.
Okay, so at home, I can say that I was fortunate enough to have a friend who has developed a company called Minded, where they give support, mental health support to people in general. So there's a short code. The name of the institution is Minded, MINDIT. So if you are feeling sad or depressed, if you Google it, you find it. There are short codes that you can text, and then a mental health nurse or a doctor will contact you and will assess you and will offer you help. Also, you can also walk into any hospital, the hospital in your area, any clinic, and tell them that this is the way you are feeling. You can always also come to the school if the school is in session or if the people that are part of the counseling department are here, and they'll be able to help you. And you can also talk to your friends. Sometimes support from your peers and your friends can also help. Good friends, not friends that will advise you to do something negative.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Please, I wanted to ask about the career world. See,
About what?
the career world right
Okay.
now. It's said that in Ghana, every work maybe you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, unless you have connections before you can get a job. So you can go to a school for like 7 years, and after maybe you have your degree, then you'll be left hanging because you don't have anyone to lead you. They used to call it connection. If you don't have connection, that means your degree and everything. I mean going to school for 8 years with your degree and you are done and you don't have connection, so you are in the house doing petty trading. So it's right now scaring us, like when you go to take in maybe a job, maybe you want a career that takes a long time to complete, and then we are scared that maybe if you are done, then you'll be there, your degree is with you, but you don't have work. So what are we going to do about it? Because me personally, my parents said something like, this work you want to do you have connections?
What work do you want to do?
I wanted to be a lawyer.
You want to or wanted, past or present?
I'm still contemplating because of what they said. So it's really bothering me. Because they said if you are done, you have your degree. Although even if you are good, if you don't have connections, you have your degree with you. That's all. So that's what I wanted to.
Okay, thank you for this question. Yes, I am here to tell you the truth. So I'll tell you that after you finish school, and I have also experienced that situation where if you don't have connections or if you don't know anyone or if you don't have what they call protocol, I don't know if you know it or that, but yes, if you don't have protocol, you don't even get the opportunity to even express yourself and explain yourself and show them what you have. And it is very unfortunate that we live in a society that is like that. But to counter that, and I'm sorry you are in this era that you have to go through that, and it seems that maybe when you are doing the right thing in Ghana, you are not favored, or when you decide to do the right thing and you are suffering. But what I'll do to counter that, and what I have always done, is I didn't know anyone before going to medical school or anything like that. But what I did was that I developed certain skills, and then I made sure that I learned and I did my best. So by doing your best means, are the subjects still 8? Are we still targeting 8 A's? Yeah, okay, so yes. So by doing your best, getting your 8 A's, your 7 A's, your grade 6, and getting the requirements for the course. And then when you do that, you can also add some extracurricular things. So for instance, those of you who are science students doing an SMQ, if you are fortunate enough, that also adds to what you have. You can also do short courses. You can also learn languages. That also contributes to what you have and who you are as a person. You can go to NGOs to volunteer, and all this is building up your experience and giving you more experiences in the work life. You can also go for internships. So you want to be a lawyer, you can contact, we call something cold pitching in work. You may not know anyone, but you can look for firms and send online. You are fortunate enough to have the internet. If you don't have the internet, you can go to the offices personally, send them a letter, send them an email, and tell them that you want to intern with them. That's how I got into media. I didn't know anyone before I got into the media, but I sent letters and emails out, and then I was fortunate enough to have my experience as a producer and a writer and all that. I hope that helps.
They are saying you are not coming to the front.
Oh, sorry, my front squad.
So you are missing hands here.
Do you know, I was a backbencher when I was in school, so that's why I'm focused on the back.
Okay, so now we will pick question. I think we pick 2 from there, so 3 more. So you take 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here.
There, okay.
Then we are done with the 5.
Okay.
All right. So let me take the 1 from here at the back.
Madam, please, as a medical doctor, how do you deal with the emotional trauma when most of your patients die? Because I feel like that's one of the main challenges that's preventing me from being a doctor. Because if someone dies right now, I'll join the person's family to cry. Because I'll be so sad and I feel like it will affect my work. So how are you able to cope with it?
Yeah, it's a very tough situation. I remember when I saw the first patient that I had die. It was very traumatic, and I didn't even want to remember it. It was an emotional time. But at the same time, sometimes it is something only you can do. Sometimes you have to learn to separate your emotion from your job. And that is not to say don't have empathy for someone or don't feel the pain that someone feels. Appreciate the fact that this person is in pain. Appreciate the fact that a life has been lost. But don't let it affect you in such a way that you cannot do your work or you cannot function anymore just because of what you have seen. It is very difficult. That's why sometimes in some developed countries they have systems whereby if you are in a place where you are exposed to a lot of death, and from that you can develop psychological issues and mental health issues, of which PTSD is one of them. And you are well aware that most of the soldiers, when they go to war and stuff like that, most of them develop PTSD. It's the same traumatic effect when it comes to seeing death so many times. And so if you are fortunate enough to be in such a society, you have mental health services available. In Ghana, not so much, but there are still mental health services available. If you think that something is getting to you, I'm telling you, you can still pursue your career as a medical doctor, but this is one of the challenges. And not to say that it is going to go away the first instance that you have a patient that dies. It is a process. And sometimes, unfortunately, not everyone is able to separate their job from their emotions or their feelings. I hope that helps. Okay, we are going to the front. Yeah.
Okay. Please, I'm Catherine Coleman from 3 Science 2.
Okay.
And my question is, most of us here, we are science students, and we mostly hear science. Science is a hard course. Even those that continue with the science thing in the uni, they are suffering. And right now in your presentation, you were like, being a medical doctor is not easy, but in the uni, you go through stress. So I want to ask, is it that stressful?
For me, it was stressful. It wasn't really about the courses, but it was more of the fact that you always have, something is always going on. Like when your friends are chilling, you always have interim assessments and tests, and it's like you can't really do a lot of things that you wanted to do. So somehow my escape from that whole roller coaster was when I also had the opportunity during the vacation to do my media work and my writing and other things. Yeah, so sometimes that's how I cope with the stress. Sometimes to video games. I like video games a lot. So yeah, but sometimes it can be stressful. Some people may have had it easy. But for me, it was stressful. That is not to say, when something is, when it's not easy, it's probably going to be worth it in the end. Because when you finally get your degree and when you finally get what you want, you're going to appreciate how hard you worked for it. Okay, you're welcome. There's someone on the left.
That will be the last question.
Okay, the last question. Sorry.
So, Auntie, please, I wanted to ask what causes the lump in the breast?
Is the mic.
So, Auntie, please, I wanted to ask what causes the lump in the breast?
What causes?
The lump in the breast.
Okay, so if somebody has a breast lump, Most of the time, we don't have a particular cause, but we have risk factors that may cause it. So, for instance, if someone, it depends also on your age, and it depends on the time in your life that the lump occurs. So, for instance, sometimes breastfeeding mothers have breast lumps, which may sometimes be common. If somebody has an infection and the infection is not treated, it can form a wall and cause a lump around it, and that's also a breast lump. Sometimes too, if with the breast, if you have any trauma to the breast, like so for instance, someone hits your chest or you hit your chest against something, it can also cause it. Sometimes it can just be there and it will happen. And sometimes too, with those that in their family, they've had breast cancer before, sometimes when the lump occurs and they are older, it could be a breast cancer. That's why we advocate for you to examine your breast, even at this age, so that if you see any lump or something, you report to the hospital. Have I answered your question? Okay. Yes. So in conclusion, I just want to say that in navigating your STEM careers, you don't have to be one thing. You can be a lot of things, and you can be a master of all those things that you want to be in the same lifetime. You can have many lives in terms of your career in the same lifetime, and don't limit yourself to one career. You can do a lot of things with what you have, and your phones and your computers are very powerful tools. So use them wisely to solve problems within your immediate community and the world as large. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience.
Come on, please. The clap is too small.
I've learned it.
Amazing. Did you enjoy the sessions? Yes. Did you learn a lot? Yes. Are you ready for me? Yes. My questions. Of course, you will have to verify if you are right, okay? Because the questions I'm asking is only 3 questions, and it's based on her presentation. Are we ready? Yes. Okay. My first question. During her presentation, she mentioned, or I think I mentioned it as well, that she trained a number of teachers and learners through her program. How many teachers and how many learners?
Wow, you were really listening.
Yeah. I should call someone. Let's get someone from here. The lady there. Yeah.
9 teachers, 45 learners.
Yes, that's correct.
Clap for her. My next question. I'll choose someone from this row. Okay. What is the name of the program that she trained these teachers and learners for?
Okay. Abacus.
Okay, yes. It's the Abacus project.
I think I need a full name or something. Yeah, I mean, it has to be. Or should I give it to her?
Oh, yeah, you can give it to the Abacus project.
Okay, give it to her. Clap for her. For my last question. I have 2 more, so last 2 questions. So which year did she complete junior high school?
Wow, all of you have been calculating my age, eh? Interesting. Now I don't even know who to call.
...2011.
Yay!
Okay.
In sign language, that's how we clap. Yeah.
For my last question, I'm coming here. So, I mentioned when I was introducing her, I mentioned the platform that she uses.
Hey, so is it that you people were writing?
Well, she's a founder of a platform, right? That she uses to. Hey, I'm not finished the question. You're already raising your hands. Okay, since you already know the hands, what is the answer to the question I've not finished asking? There's someone.
Sign.
Sign with our jelly.
Yes,
Give her a
that's
round of
it. Yeah.
applause. Oh, you didn't clap? So, we are officially done. Wait.
Is there one more?
I want to give the tote bag, but I need a question to come from you.
Okay, the question is, what sports did I play?
No, we didn't.
Hey, wait. No, I'm coming. What sport did I play in high school and junior high school? And what extracurricular activity did I do? There are 3. So I want 3 answers.
You have to mention all because this is a tote bag. You have to mention all.
For senior high school, it was basketball.
Yes.
And for junior high school, it was football. And the extra curriculum was NSMQ.
No. The extracurricular.
Taekwondo.
Yes. Thank you. That's how we say thank you in sign language. So thank you. And clap for yourselves. Okay, you've been wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay. Come on, give her a round of applause. You know, if I had my way, I'll bring more tote back to all of you. But you know, let's see what the weekend magic can bring. But all the same, you girls have been amazing. I mean, clap for yourselves once again. So this brings us to the end of the mentorship session, episode 14. And God willing, we'll have our last and final episode here on Monday. Yes. Clap for yourselves. Come on. So on Monday, we'll be officially done with the mentorship sessions, and then we move straight to the SciTech Fair and the SciTech Innovation Challenge, which you are all invited to. It will be happening at the Legon car park. I'll get the venue well and communicate with your teacher so that he can announce it, okay? The STEM Festival is proudly sponsored by Truster AI, Jupe Money Transfer, GTP, and YFM. And of course, this is a Primetime production. Have a wonderful evening, ladies. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.